All right, Pistons fans, what's going on, man? I'm King. He's Deuce, man. Deuce, how you feeling today?
What up, go? Feeling good, man. Feeling good. One day closer to game one of the preseason. How you feeling?
Man, feeling incredible, man. I'm ready for this Pistons season to get started. So, preseason Sunday, Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Um, man, I can't wait to see these guys get on the court, even though it's preseason. I want to see them all together, man. Training camp has been interesting. We getting ready to tear into that. So,
Yeah.
um, man, I mean, head it off, man. What do we got planned for today?
Okay. Yeah. So today is going to be predominantly focused on quotes, right, from media day yesterday. It was a lot of. I know it's been kind of dead, kind of dry this off season as far as content and updates and news and all that good stuff. And all of a sudden, like, bam, we just get overloaded with a bunch of information, which is great, right? It's a little taxing, but it's also great because it means that Pistons basketball is almost back. So we're gonna do the best we can to cover as many quotes from different players, coaches, Troy, as much as we can efficiently without spending a extremely long time on here. So we're just gonna kind of go one by one and just kind of go over the main bullet points and just kind of keep it moving just to get this content to you guys. So yeah, King, anything you want to hit on before we got started, bro?
First thing I want to hit on is give a shout out to the comment section, man. I see you guys are in here ready to go.
Yeah,
From
it's lit.
Eric to Assassin to Daryl, man. Shout out to D1313XP.
Yeah.
Shout out to DSN. Shout out to you, Marv. Shout out Owen, Brian. I see all of you guys in here, man. Detroit Dash. Thank you guys for coming in early before we get the show kicked off.
Yeah, and let me just say this, bro. I love the comment section, man. I love everybody when they show up, show out with their thoughts, because a lot of times there's something that I may have not have thought about, and it'll pop up in the comments. It's like, oh yeah, let's get that too. So shout out to y'all, man. Y'all make this just as entertaining as, if not more entertaining than we do. We couldn't do it without y'all. So shout out to y'all for real.
Absolutely, man. So let's get this thing kicked off. Media day, man. We got some quotes.
Yeah,
And I know you ready to jump into this, man. You got a lot of info for us. So,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's start with Troy, right? Had a lot of good things to say. But he also made some very interesting points that I think we kind of need to pay attention to as far as for our team and the makeup going forward. So the first thing that I noticed that he said, I'm just kind of go off of what I have here in my notes. He said that he's really looking for the team to step up defensively. They have some really talented young players, but their development will determine what kind of team we turn into. He said we have enough physically. Now we need to develop mentally to sustain those efforts. And then he also said that they've added more depth and experience. He mentioned Monty Morris and Joe Harris. And he said they've been on winning teams. That experience adds to the group. We're excited about what they bring. Since I've been here, this is the most depth we've had. And he would end it by saying that he wants to play 82 meaningful games. And with regard to Cade, he said, what people saw this summer is Cade being healthy. He didn't do anything different. So
Absolutely.
did anything stand out to you? I'll kind of let you dive in first off of a few of those quotes, and I'll kind of just piggyback off you.
Of course, it's defense, man. You
Yep.
know, I hollered about it all last season, man. We don't stop nobody. They just go to the rim at will. Or our perimeter defense was trash. Like,
Right.
listen, man, defense is the force. And for Troy Weaver to mention that, man, also to hear that from Monty Williams was huge for my ears. That's what I want to
Right.
hear. Well, yeah, everybody, we score. This guy can put up this many points, but bro, can you stop somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, if you going bucket for bucket, what are you really doing? You know what I'm saying? You need to
Hmm.
be able to, score on one end, but go down on the other end and make a defensive stop, man.
Right.
That's Detroit blood right there. That's
Facts.
blood right there. We not
Hmm.
gonna let you score anything, but we gonna put up some points where we need them. So that was big time
Yep.
here. You know?
Absolutely. By the way, we got AB in the chat with us, Ashton the trainer, who always shows love, always shows up and shows out. My dog.
What up,
Everybody, do me
man?
a favor. Everybody, drop some sleep emojis in the comments for AB for Ashton. Right? While they sleep, we working. That's his coin phrase. He got everybody in the city saying it. Already making an impact. I call him the Detroit version of Spike Lee because he's just that impactful. So shout out to you, dog. Everybody drop some emojis or some fire emojis or something. Just show my man some love because he really showing support since we've been here.
Absolutely, man.
Um,
shout out to the fam too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Facts.
Cannon. You know what
And
I'm saying? Shout out to Cade, man. Shout out to the fellas, man. Like I said, they so
yep,
tight knitting together, man. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
So it's
yep,
good to see that brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Me
yeah,
myself being the youngest of four brothers. You know, I know how that is. You know what I'm saying? The support that they give him is crazy. I love that,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Shout out to Kennard, Ty,
Mhm.
everybody, man. Everybody that was a part of that camp that really has changed the trajectory of our team here and our city, not just on the court, but also off the court. They do a lot of things off the court that a lot of people don't know about because they don't broadcast it, and that's how you know it's real. So yeah, getting back to Troy, bro. The thing that stood out to me the most, man, is something that we have not seen in his regime, unfortunately, because of the personnel that we had, and that is play 82 meaningful games.
Yeah.
That last year we were there, but we were almost at every game last year. We saw guys were out, guys were hurt, different reasons. We all knew what it was when Cade got hurt. It was, Wimby sweepstakes and all this other stuff, right? We know what it was. Whoever don't want to, admit it, not being real with themselves, look in the mirror. But we all know what it was. So for him to say that means that he is not tanking anymore. He is not looking for this team to be losing games on purpose. He's looking for this team to compete. No more guys spraining their esophagus on the injury report. No more of this nonsense. It's going to be, hey, let's compete. Let's try to get to the play-in or the playoffs and see what we can do. But more important, let's just grow. Let's continue to get better. Let's build chemistry. So for him to say that tells me a lot about what he expects from this team going forward. And then the other thing that he said too, bro, is what people saw this summer is Cade being healthy. He didn't do anything different, right? This is no surprise to us to see Cade Cunningham dominating the FIBA team. It's no surprise to see any of that. This is who he's been. We've all seen it since Oklahoma State and before then, right? So for him to say that is kind of what I said about Jamal Murray. When Jamal Murray got hurt, everybody forgot about him, right? And then when he came back, oh, Jamal Murray's balling. He's been doing that. That's the whole thing. K's gonna have that same type of trajectory, and you'll see all the bandwagoners hopping on this year while we on the side just looking like, yeah, ain't nothing new, y'all. This is who he is. So that's what I took away from Troy. Let's go to Monty. Let's go to Monty Williams. I got a lot of quotes on him, but I'm gonna try to condense it a little bit.
Hold up, Deuce. Before you
Go ahead.
get
Go
on
ahead. What you got?
Detroit,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to say this. You know, he mentioned the 82 games. Another thing that he mentioned is that this is the first and this is the most depth that he's had
Yeah.
at positions since he's been here. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? We've seen how injuries affected us before, but this is the most depth that he's had. You know, we feel like we're overloaded at positions, which is a good problem to have.
Facts.
Very good problem to have. So it's going to be interesting to see these rotations. And since we go on it, that's perfect timing going into Monty, man, because he said something really
Mhm.
interesting today. So go ahead, Deuce.
Yeah. What was? Let's kick it off with what you thought he said that was interesting. What was it that
So
that caught your ears?
there's a battle going on for minutes as far as the big man position, and it's
Hmm.
between Bagley and it's between Wiseman,
Hmm.
which are two names that is mixed feelings about right now. Bagley, we know, he's talented, just cannot he can't stay healthy. That's the perception that's put on him. So he said he's worked on his body this summer, getting his mental together. So hopefully we can get
Yeah.
a season where we can see him available on the court. It's kind of similar with Wiseman. Haven't really played a lot, but those guys got to battle. They got to battle,
Hmm.
man, for those minutes. So that's going to be interesting. Like I said, training camp right now should be very, very interesting with these dudes because you're trying to prove yourself to coach. At the end of the
Right.
day, us as fans, us as analysts, or whatever you want to be, we can have all type of ideas and whatever we come up with. But at the end of the
Hmm.
day, Monty Williams is the one that makes the decision on who's on that court and who's not.
Right.
So when he said that today, Twitter kind of flashed a little bit, what I'm saying? Like,
Woke a
hey,
little bit.
oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what I'm saying? So it's gonna
Yeah.
be interesting to see that rotation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing he said. He said that it's pretty much a battle at that backup big man position. Between Wiseman and Bagley. He was frank about it. I appreciate him because he don't beat around the bush. He's going to let you know how he feels. and it's not going to be any confusion about what he says. I really I rock with that. And he said they're battling. It's going to shake out. We're going to see. So who do you think between those two guys? I'll give you my thought, and then I'll kind of want to get your thought. Who do you think is going to win that battle? I personally am not. I haven't made my decision yet, but I think it's going to come down not necessarily to talent, but more so with fit. Because I think it's pretty clear that Stu and Duran are going to be the starting front court. So when one of those guys comes out, due to rotational purposes or foul trouble, which one of those two guys could fit with Jalen Duran and or Isaiah Stewart on the basketball court? I think that's what it's going to come down to. So that's what I'm going to be looking for when those guys are given an opportunity, because it may be one game where you see Bag, first big man off the bench. Another game, maybe it may be Wiseman, first guy off the bench. I'm watching to see how they mesh with whoever the other big is on the court. That's, to me, is going to tell me a lot about who's going to win that battle.
So for me, it's interesting with that battle, because if you're smart, having a ball player's mindset, I'm going to separate myself with exactly what Monty Williams has been talking about. Wiseman, Bagley, both can somewhat stretch the floor. Both can catch a lob. We know what these guys can do on the offensive end, but on the defensive end is where it gets questionable at times. So I'm going extra hard on defense if I'm one of these young guys. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, listen, I'm willing to do it on both ends, because that's what Monty values. It's not just about a bunch of 3-point shooting and scoring all the time. You got to play D. And we knew that with him walking in the door. You got to play D. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to watch preseason to see what type of effort we get out of some of these dudes. Training camp is obviously another thing, but separate yourself with defense. Separate yourself with defense, man. Stand out more than the other guy, because you got similar games.
Yeah, I'm with that, bro. I think you hit it on the head, because we know what our team is going to be foundationally built on. It's always going to be defense. Always has been defense. So. Yeah, I think whoever can have the most impact on that end of the floor is maybe the guy who ends up winning out. So I'm with you on that. Another thing Monty said, talking about Cade, he said he's really been impressed with his level of coachability. He said it doesn't matter what coach he's with or what drills he's doing. It's almost like he's still in high school with how he listens. And Monty said that he reminds him of Tim Duncan from the standpoint of not feeling entitled, but being willing to put in the work, just like the next guy. Now, if you remember anything about Tim Duncan, everybody in the chat, everybody watching, one thing about Tim is that he allowed himself to be coached by Pop. And even if he got called out in front of the team, you didn't see him bark back, you didn't see him roll his eyes, you didn't see him drop his shoulders, nothing. He listened, and he responded, and he corrected. And I think this is why Cade, part of the reason why he went number one. Because this is how you lead by example, right? If the star player responds positively to coaching and getting called out, criticized, everybody else got to fall in line. And that's the type of player you want to build that culture around to have that winning team. So him saying that, mentioning Tim Duncan, from a mental standpoint, we know Tim Duncan they called him big fundamentals. He was one of the most mature players, I believe, to ever play the game.
Cerebral.
So cerebral. So to have that mindset and that leadership, that's leadership. Allowing yourself to be coached, to be told when you're wrong, that's leadership. And I think that's a big reason why Cade is just going to have such an imprint on his team, man. I get goosebumps thinking about it, man. For him to be 22, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, give me this type of, coachable, humble young player walking in the door anytime. Once again, that's Detroit blood, because you remember there was a guard for the Detroit Pistons named Chauncey Billups, and before he came here, Chauncey, he was not a coachable guy. He'll tell you himself. But when he got here and allowed himself to be coached, his career took off. The team took off. It made everybody better, and we got a guy in Cade coming in that's doing that right off rip. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen too often, because a lot of, especially, he's the number one pick. He can come in here and, just think he rule the world. I want to listen to the coach. It's my team. I get you fired. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that type of attitude before. So
James Harden.
Right,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
right. Him being
No.
the humble man that he is, man, is big time. You know, because it's just going to flow through your team. It's going to flow
Mhm.
through. You got to give credit to Troy Weaver too, man, because like I said, he's built a team with a lot of guys that's willing, you know what I'm saying, to put themselves to the side and help their team get better. And
Right.
you got that at the point guard position. That's big time. That's big time, man. So, like I
Yeah.
said, we know K's gonna do his thing, but
Yeah.
Monty Williams, man, hit it right on the nose with that, man. That's you can't get better than that. You know what I'm saying? You can't ask for nothing better. So that's
Hmm.
that's really good. That's a really good quote right there.
Yeah. And that's amazing, man. So I'm excited about the future of this team that had this maturity so young. It's a young team, man. For them to have this mindset already, as they grow together, it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun to watch, man. A few more other quotes from Monty, just to wrap Monty up. Talked about Jaden Ivey's communication. Said it's much further along than most guys his age, and says his willingness to guard the ball is also impressive. His trash talk after he gets a stop is pretty cool. Now we all know what the narrative was for Jaden Ivey, what he needed to work, and rightfully so to some extent, right? Defense.
Defense.
We felt like a lot of times he'd fall asleep on defense. Maybe he wouldn't give. I never saw an effort issue with Jaden Ivey. I just saw more so an issue of understanding the defensive schemes and knowing where to be defensively.
Right.
You know, so it's for Monty to be saying that about communication, because a lot of young guys when they come in, they don't have that skill of communicating. We know Duran came in communicating, but we know Rasheed Wallace was
Right.
one of his coaches, so we understand that, right? That was one of Rasheed's greatest attributes. So to hear that Jaden Ivey is focusing on communication and that's further along, and that he has a willingness to guard the ball, and that he's trash talking, those are all things that I am excited about because we all know he has the measurables to be great.
Dog.
Dog, dog. I can vouch for Jaden Ivey personally and say he's a dog. We've seen it. We've both seen it. You and I have both seen it up close, right?
Yeah.
Really up close. Shout out
Right.
to Jay and his father. So we already know that it's there. We already know that it's there. Now it's a matter of just bringing it out and doing the night on the night to night basis.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, just a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to see him come out last season on the defensive end, you know what I'm saying, and give that effort, what Dwayne Casey pretty much put him up to the task from day one. Now you got a coach in Monty Williams, who
Right.
that is his expectation.
Right.
So that's big
Exactly.
time for Ivy, man, because he has all the athletic tools to be great on defense. But one
Yeah.
thing that Monty had mentioned is buy-in. These young guys, they got to buy in to what he's giving them. And to
Hmm.
hear that, these guys are doing that, man, that's huge. That's huge.
Absolutely.
You ain't bought into what your coach is doing, man. You already failed before you even started.
Thank
You,
you.
we bring in another young guy in the SAR that you ain't even got to put that in him. That's natural. You know what I'm saying? Another notch for Troy Weaver. You know what I'm saying? It's natural.
Yes.
He walk in the door, you know what I'm saying, with that mindset. Like, listen, I'm gonna beat you however I can beat you on both ends.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Fast break, whatever it's gotta be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
like I said, that mindset shouldn't be hard to instill in these guys. They all are willing to work. They all, you know what I'm saying, are some humble kids, man. So
Hmm.
stand with the veterans that we brung in here, leading by example. I just need somebody to grab Bojan, though. You know.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that because we didn't talk about our starting five predictions before a few
Yeah,
times.
you
We're
got
gonna get to that. I'm not gonna gloat, I promise, because we don't know what the lineups is gonna be yet. But I'm starting to feel like we'll
we will
see.
get
We'll
to it 'cause
see.
I'm on your side now, so we'll get to you.
Okay.
I'll tell you
Okay.
about that. So
For sure. I got a few more Mondi quotes and we'll move on to Cade. So Mondi said that Stewart and Duran have been leading the charge in terms of setting the tone with workouts. That's great to hear from your leading front court. That's great to hear. Also, he said, I think we can guard the ball better than we've shown. First of our rules is if you can't guard two dribbles, you probably can't play. That's
right,
just the way it is. If you're a blow by guy on defense, you're going to have a tough time playing because we have to play great defense. And lastly, he stirred the pot today to see how players respond to stress. He said, when you're 14th in text, that tells me we don't do well in stressful situations. If you want to improve, it can't just be offensive and defensive stuff. It has to be your emotional regulation as well.
mm-hmm.
Monty preaching, man. You
Preach it,
can see
man.
he's a cerebral thinker. So the first thing I wanted to hit on was the defensive statement he made. If you can't guard two dribbles, you probably can't play. You know who I thought about as soon as I heard that,
Woo!
right? Ooh, this is one guy who you were saying couldn't guard a chair, a cone, a lot of other things of that nature. I think his name starts with B.
But he
And
can shoot though.
so anyway, yeah. So no. But yeah, that told me a lot. That told me that Monty has his eye on a Star Thompson starter.
Yeah.
That's what that told me. Because we know Bojan cannot guard. He cannot guard, especially on that perimeter. If he gets beat, and most of the time he's gonna get beat. One or two dribbles, he's gone. Help comes immediately.
Hmm.
So Sar is the complete opposite of that. I think he's gonna come in and be immediately a premier on the ball defender, day one. And I think that, like I said before, I think that his defense is going to be most of his offense, and that is what's going to keep him on the court because he's going to be such an impactful player on that end that it's going to help a lot of our other guys, like Ivy, for example, in transition on offense. So that's my thought on that. What you think?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, at first I was like, hey, man, listen, young guy, you got to earn it, this, that, and the third. Well, this is where you earn it.
Right.
This is where you earn it. You know what I'm saying? You come and show your value, and your value can't just be knocking down threes all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to lock somebody down. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And Asar, like I said, is coming in the door doing that. You know what I'm saying? He's
Mm-hmm.
going to give you the same amount of effort on defense that he's going to give you on the offensive end. So, when you look at it, I mean, listen, man, you can put him in any lineup. He's gonna fit simply because of all the things that he does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing with Boyan is this. Yeah, great scorer.
Yep.
Great scorer. We all know what this is. This is a half season for Boyan. Like,
Right.
let's be honest about it. This is an advertisement season for Boyan. I love Boyan, man. That's a scoring player. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, listen, you got to be giving the same effort as the rest of your team out there,
That's right.
or it don't work. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Right.
want your own teammates looking at you like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You putting your center in bad position. You know what I'm saying? So, two dribbles, a guy blow by you. We seen that too many times from him. Too many times.
Right.
And a lot of the fans out here, they were so cloudy because of his ability to knock down shots. You know what I'm saying? That's not flying no more.
Exactly.
We need you to go out here and play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On both ends. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, Monty, the quotes, man, today was just satisfying. Just
Very
over
satisfying.
it's very satisfying to hear because that lets me know that our coach he's been watching film. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing his research on these young guys and these a few vets that's still on this team.
Right.
He's been doing his research. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he's seen what we've been doing. And he goes back and he mentions things a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's obviously his job as a coach. That's where the millions come in at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
All 78 of
yeah,
them.
right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Duran, Stu, we know what they are. You know what I'm saying? Dogs. They're
Yep.
dogs. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give you effort all the time. I mean, Duran just wanted, man. Duran just, like you say, he just love to hoop, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just love to hoop, man. So,
Yeah.
like I said, but one of the things that's not talking about with Duran is how smart of a player he is.
Thank you, bro.
He's a
Yes.
very smart player. So he's not just big, strong, and athletic. He's smart. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
So when you have smart players out there, man, with the physical tools to be able to do what you need them to, man, that's going to be big for them. It's a young team. It's all about getting wins right now. And in order to do that, you have to be a well-rounded player out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow up real fast. You got to grow up real fast in this league. So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's see what happens, man.
Yeah. Good take, bro. I'm with you on every point you hit. Yeah. Let's get to Cade. Got a few quotes on Cade. Not too much, because a lot of stuff about Cade we already know. No surprises. But I just
Right.
want to hit a few things that he said. His first point about the U.S. select team. He said that was one of his goals was to be healthy enough to play for Team USA. right? There's still things that might pop up, but he felt great.
Mhm.
What he learned from being out. First of all, we saw how good he looked. I mean, if I was him, I feel good about how I look too, because he was dominating. So yeah, no surprise there, right? He's healthy, like Troy Weaver said. He's just back. Um, what else did he say? He also said that he learned a lot from being out. He learned a lot about himself, but also about his teammates. So he's been watching his teammates, and as the point guard, that is important. Understanding where guys like the ball, things of that nature, understanding guys' tendencies, understanding the pocket they like it when they're shooting the ball. All these different things are things that go into learning about your teammates. And then also their temperament,
Mhm.
right? These are different things that I'm sure he's paying attention to. So I'm excited to see how he really adapts and puts his guys in good positions. The last thing that he said was about Jalen Duren. He said he's the one. He said he's the one, bro. You could see that mutual respect between those two guys, man. He said, as a lob threat, it doesn't matter if it's a bad pass, bad lob. He's going to find it and he's going to finish.
Mhm.
And we'll get into Duran more about what he had to say about Cade. But that combination is going to be absolutely lethal, especially in the half court off pick and roll. It's going to be an absolute nightmare for teams to guard that. Cade's mid range, along with his ability to find open guys, along with Duran's ability to screen well, along with Duran's ability to be able to catch the ball anywhere. It's a match made in heaven for a pick and roll offense. A big
Man,
guard, a big athletic forward or center with huge hands, good hands. I'm telling you,
dude,
man, people, this team is looking scary, bro. It really is.
I just might cry to the fact that we gonna finally get to see some pick and roll.
Whew,
Like
yeah.
I was, yelling at TV like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
to have him and Cade in pick and roll, man. Like I said, Duran is just
He
he
different.
can be as good as he wants to be. You
Yeah.
know, if he really hone in and continue to work on his game, which we know he will,
Yeah.
he as
Absolutely.
good as he want to be, man. Because like I
Absolutely.
said, even when it comes to stepping out and knocking some shots down, he has some pretty good mechanics. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I can definitely see that. Um,
For sure.
but Duran, man, just to have him on the court, I mean, that's like a safety blanket. You know what I'm saying? That's like your nookie. You know what I'm saying? When you're a
Yeah.
little kid, you pacify. You know what I'm saying? It just feels good. It feels good to have him around. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, every guard always desires to have that big. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Every guard always desires that, man. But it's gonna
Right.
be interesting to see what Monty Williams can do with him. You know what I'm saying? Because Monty Williams wasn't too happy with a big he had, in Phoenix. But this
Man.
one here is a whole different ball game. This one here is a dog.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
this one here is
Yes.
a dog.
He
He ain't
don't
gonna
cry
yeah, he
about
ain't gonna shy away from
stats.
nothing. Right. You
None
know.
of that. He's not a chemistry killer. He doesn't make it about him. You know.
Right.
I'm
Right.
excited to see him, bro.
Yeah.
The last thing about Cade, he said that he prioritized shooting during the offseason. Now, this was interesting to me. This was interesting to me because last year it was 12 games, small sample size, we get it. But his mid-range game looked lethal. I mean, it was money. It was
Money.
automatic. So when he said that he worked on the shooting, prioritized his shooting, we all know that last season his mid-range was great. We still noticed that his shot looked a little bit flat.
Hmm.
He didn't have the lift that he had previous in his rookie year. And
Hmm.
now we know a big part of the reason is because of the pain that he was feeling in his tibia and his shin. Every time he elevate, it would be pain there, right? So that's important to take note of. I'm expecting next season for those efficiency numbers to go back up,
Yeah.
right? And when he says shooting, bro, I believe that I could be wrong, but I believe he's referring mostly to his three ball
Hmm.
because, as mentioned by Monty Williams just today, he's not the biggest fan of mid-range buckets, right? A lot of mid-range buckets, he said, right? And
Yeah.
we know that was K's, his bread and butter. He shot close to 50% on all mid-range jumpers last season,
Hmm.
right? So it wasn't that. So I really think he may have been talking about that three ball that he's been working on this offseason. And I think we're going to see an uptick in his shooting efficiency all around.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Even Monty went on a little bit further to say that at the same time, it's a lot of guys taking a lot of threes in this league that you don't need to be shooting them.
Exactly,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? So that's right there in a nutshell. That's Cade to me. He's gonna give you some mid range. He's gonna
Yep.
give you some work in the post. He's gonna give you some threes. He's gonna find a way to get his shot off, bro.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, just like Monty said, scoring is about scoring, bro. Threes, two. We heard Dwayne Casey say all the time. We got to shoot 8,053,3 pointers a game. We heard this before. Well,
Right.
listen, man, score the basketball. It allows you to get down to the other end and be set on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, man, you gotta be able to hit guys where you can hit them. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not just you can't be a one-dimensional squad. You gotta hit guys in all three levels. On
Exactly.
the offensive end. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, it's perfect. It's a perfect scenario, man, because we talking about a 3-level scorer in Cade. Um,
Yes.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I can totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
I wanted to hit on what Devin just said here too. It's a short statement, but it's very important. And I'm kind of jumping around. I was going to say this related, but he mentioned this, so I want to address it. He's bigger and he's
Yeah,
stronger.
yeah.
Now, Isaiah Livers today, he said that he noticed K's improved strength when they played one on one before he got hurt, before Livers
Mhm.
got hurt, right? When he came down on somebody's ankle, which is that happens whether you're injury prone or not. It's going to happen. So I'm not worried about that. But what he said is that his bumps were a lot stronger and more forceful. He said, I was like, okay, yeah, you've been lifting a little bit. The media was right about you. And he said, K laughed. So K's gonna be playing some bully ball this season, even more,
Even more.
even more, right? That strength that he added, that size that he added, is gonna allow him to really be able to get to his spot whenever he wants and take advantage of whatever mismatch there is that is given to him.
What you
So
gotta
that is
do.
what I'm looking forward to. And I'm hoping league office that's going to result in him getting to the free throw line more than
Yes,
2 times a game, right? If he's able to do that, if they give him a fair whistle, he might average 25 this season.
man.
He may average eight to 10 free throws a game.
His game and his style alone coaches guys to foul. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes,
the
yeah,
ability to stop and go, the pace that he moves in. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna catch a lot of guys. The problem is they just ain't blowing the damn whistle.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I remember that game he got smacked in the face, bro. He looked at the ref like he was ready for some hands.
Atlanta,
You know what I'm saying? So
Atlanta got hacked by
man,
2 guys, came down
man,
and thankfully didn't hurt his leg. Then he may have hurt his leg. I don't know. He came down luckily where he didn't really hurt himself. Two
right.
guys going. He's going against 2 guys, 2 forwards, and still no call. I think that's the game you were referring to. That Atlanta
Yeah,
game.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Like I said, man, if they blow that whistle, man, it's gonna be some trouble for a lot of
Scary
teams.
hours. Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah,
be scary
for
hours,
sure,
man. The
for
respect
sure.
of that whistle changes a whole lot. You know what I'm saying when it
Hmm.
comes to trying to game plan and guard, a
Right.
star player, man. So
Yeah. It,
it's
it it changes how you guard them.
yeah,
You're guarding them more on your heels than you are putting pressure on them.
and that
And
and
that. Go ahead.
again, shout out to Ashton and Cannon, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
bro.
Because like I
Facts.
said, that plethora of moves that he able to give you on that box, we all know where that came from. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? We know where that
Exactly.
came from. So
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
he's gonna get his shot off, and ain't nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Bigger,
Yeah.
stronger, more skilled. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna come back even better than he was. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So,
Yeah.
bro.
Absolutely, bro. Ashton is a very cerebral, but he has a very cerebral basketball mind,
Mhm.
right? And then Cannon is just Cannon 6'10" with socks on. So
Man,
K learned how to play in that post, man. He learned. I
right,
mean, if you watch the overtime special on YouTube about them, they talked about that. He said, I'll take you down the box right now. I'll get off the couch with you. Don't play with me. He said, okay,
right,
don't play with me. I'll get off the couch right now. You
right,
can't mess with me down there. So he's learned how to play big boy ball from a
right.
young age, and we're going to see that next season, especially when he's, abusing these little guards they try to put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next topic. Let's hit Ivy.
Mhm.
So I got a couple quotes from Ivy. He spoke glowingly of Monty Williams, man, and I love to see it. He kind of got emotional when talking about him.
Mhm.
He had to kind of pause for a second to
Yeah.
kind of gather himself. You see
Mhm.
that too? Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. He said, "I'm blessed to have Monty as my coach. I have so much gratitude that I will get to learn from him, build a relationship with him, and it's something that over my career I haven't seen. It leaves me speechless because he's such an amazing person." So this shows that Monty Williams cares about these guys.
Mhm.
To say I'm blessed to have a coach to be able to play for him,
Yeah.
and for him to say he hasn't had that before, no shade to Coach Casey. I love the man. But we're working with something a little bit different now with Monty Williams
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
far as being able to connect with guys. That's the key. It's
Connect
not always
with
X's and O's. Yeah,
yeah. Connect with guys. Not pout on the sideline when a young player make a young play.
yeah.
Not put him in bad positions out there. Like I said, I love Casey as the guy. I'm saying the person
Mm-hmm.
that he is. But
Yep.
there were some moments on that court, man, where I can just see frustration looming in some of those young
Mm-hmm.
guys. So you
Mm-hmm.
have a coach in Monty in, even kill coach, but he's going to demand some things out of you. At the same time, the conversations that he has with these young players, so I can understand where he's coming from. Um,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, what I'm saying, I expect so much from Ivy this season because he's not talked about enough. If you ask me, you know, I,
Man.
he's not talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? So like he didn't, I've mentioned the numbers before from last season and compared him to that guy that you started that conversation with, Dwayne Wade, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
So, like I said, I feel like he don't get enough flame. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
bro,
agree.
bro, Ivy's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ivy's here. He's
Yeah.
here.
It's cool too. He got a chance to. Jave and his father told us he got a chance to kick it with D Wade, and really they were able to connect and talk for a while. And I think they still do from time to time. So I was happy to hear that. He at least when he needs to can go to D Wade, and when he needs to, and just kind of pick his brain a little bit because I feel like that's his ceiling. That type of player.
Mhm.
If he can become anything close to D Wade, we got to steal.
Oh my
We
God.
got to steal. So I'm excited to see what he does in year two. Now that he has a team, because last year it was just him by himself a lot of nights. It was just him. It's him and Kojo in the backcourt. So to see him with a fully healthy team with weapons now is going to be fun. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun to watch with him, man. Yeah. So I just wanted to hit on that with Ivy. Anything else you want to hit on with Ivy?
No, I just got big
Okay.
expectations for him this season.
Same. Same. Cool. Let's hit a start. Let's hit a start. We're going to keep this moving. Asar had a couple interesting quotes. First thing he said is that I picked up on is that he said he went to high school with Rip Hamilton's son, and he worked them out a few years ago.
Uh,
Quote, one of the hardest workouts in my life.
of course,
Surprise, surprise. Now, we all know Rip Hamilton is one of the best, most conditioned athletes in the history of the game, in my opinion,
5 miles a
right?
day.
5 miles a day. Just a little, trip down memory lane. I remember watching game 5 of the NBA Finals when we were playing the Lakers. Kobe had gotten fouled. I think Tayshaun had fouled him, and he was on the free throw line. I think it was the fourth quarter. And Kobe's at the free throw line. He's huffing and puffing. I look behind him. Rip is back there like this,
Yep.
unfazed. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And it wasn't like he just come back into the game. No, no. He was playing most of that game. So Asar is going to be really, really good, man. If he's already working on his conditioning already, if he's already working with Rip Hamilton already, coupled with his defensive prowess, guys are going to hate it when they have to play him. Guys are going to like, it's going to have that nice circle. Okay, I better get some sleep tonight. Otherwise, come tomorrow, this dude's going to be picking me apart, picking my pocket, blocking my shot, picking me up half or full court. Asar Thompson, man. I know I said about a lot of these guys, but I feel it about a lot of these guys, man. I
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna really surprise a lot of people this season.
Asar, listen, my thing, I gotta give a shout out to someone. I gotta give a shout out to Kevin Ollie.
Okay. Yeah.
because he did
Talk
a
about it.
lot of raising those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our and, and his brother. Um, listen, you know what I'm saying? He came in the door with a certain type of mindset. So I got to give him that credit.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Got to
That's
give him
true.
that credit. But at the same time, you got to credit Asar for having the attitude to say, hey, I want to work with this guy. I want to work with that guy. I want
Yeah.
to, he has to give the effort. You know what I'm saying? He has to want to do that, want to do it, obviously. And we see that in this league where we see some players that they don't want to put the real work in. You know what I'm saying? So to
Right.
hear he's with Rip Hamilton, man, working, I mean, he got put through the ringer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like I said, I
Yeah.
remember like yesterday, man, Rip Hamilton was running 5 miles a morning, dude.
Yeah. I remember.
Man, so like I said, man, that's huge. That's
Mm-hmm.
huge, man. We shouldn't have to worry about conditioning, when we
Right.
look at him as a rookie.
Right. Right. And that's just discipline. These guys seem to be well beyond their years already. So it's a great sign, man.
Yeah.
Another point I want to hit on with Asar too. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but already, bro, multiple players have spoken very highly of him. Both Stu, Isaiah Stewart, and Alec Burks, they both said the same thing when they were asked about Asar. 2 words: he's ready. Right? They both believe, and probably other players on the team, that he'll have an impact on both ends of the floor day one. Which is what I thought he was going to be able to do. And Kay said this. Kay said he plays winning basketball. He connects the floor well. The way he gets after it on defense will be huge from day one.
Mm-hmm.
What stood out about Cade for me in yesterday's presser, bro, is that the underrated part of Asar's game is this playmaking. This is what he said. He said, which, if you remember, is something we talked about, right? But I think I said it before, I'm gonna say it again, bro. I think he's gonna be given opportunities to push the ball, particularly in transition, looking to push that ball. You go back and watch Rico Hines, and everybody in the chat, go watch it. Go watch the Rico Hines footage again.
Mm-hmm.
Pay close attention to this. There were times where Asar would grab the ball off the board, right? He grabbed the rebound, and he wouldn't even look for Cade or Ivy. And guess what? They weren't looking for him either.
Right.
They were
right.
running back on offense, right? So that tells me that at the very least, they're going to experiment with him in those situations just to see how he can handle it. He pulled off the board, and Cade and Ivy both take it up down the floor. And he's not looking, he's just looking to, he's looking to find who's right. He's just kind of surveying the floor. He's not looking to pass the ball. Normally, when Cade, when Darren get the board or Ivy get the board, Cade is like, he's ready for it. He's like, okay, let me get it so I can run it. Not now, not with Asar. So I think he's going to be given opportunities, bro, to really, really push. And with his speed, and his ability to get up and down the floor, put pressure on the defense immediately until they can't set their defense up, I think that's a win. I think that's something you got to look at.
All signs point to the Pistons finally playing fast this year.
Yes.
Because we all was thirsting for that last year. We wanted them to push the basketball, man. You know what I'm saying? So having guys like Asar with his ability and speed, and Ivy, you know what I'm saying, and fast break situations, that's going to be interesting.
Right.
It's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah.
So we already got we got bigs that's willing to run, you know what I'm saying, too. So it's going to be interesting.
Good point by Rise Above, too. Absolutely. He said he wasn't even happy with what he did in Summer League. And he was the best player there. He averaged a double-double.
Yep.
And he wasn't happy. So he's not going to be a player who rests on his laurels. He's not going to be a player that relaxes.
He got a chip on the shoulder anyway.
Absolutely.
Coming from the league, he was coming from. Everybody was calling it the AAU. Everybody had jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you coming from a high school league and all this.
Yes. Great point.
That's fans. So that's what they do. But he got a chip on the shoulder anyway, just to prove to people, like, hey, man, we ballers can come from anywhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? Ballers can come from anywhere. So, like I said, it's gonna be fun to watch him, man, because he's hungry, dude.
Yeah.
He's hungry.
Yeah, he and his brother may change the whole narrative and perspective of AAU basketball. We'll see for sure. A few more things on the side I wanted to hit. As far as wanting to defend the best players, he said, definitely. I'm very confident. I want to guard the best player every night. I always felt like a pretty good defender, but I felt like I learned from summer league. That's going to do quite a few things. For a rookie to say that is impressive, right? You always want to hear that,
Hmm.
and he has the ability, I believe. It
Oh
may
yeah,
be early. It may be some times we're going to see it, growing pains, where he may get in foul trouble a couple games, and got to come out
right.
in the first quarter, early in the first quarter, 3 4 minute mark. That's going to happen. He needs to get used to the feel of the NBA speed, size of guys, and the game in general, how the games are called. You got to get used to all those things. But it's not going to be
Hmm.
situations where it's like Andre Drummond, where it's like the whole season, 75% of games, 50% of games after, the 9 minute mark or 8 minute mark, he's got two fouls, he's coming out of the game. That's not
Right.
going to be something I think we see. I think he's going to continue to get better with it, watch film, learn, and make the adjustments. And by year's end, I think he's going to be at least an above average defender for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it should be fine, especially playing the three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Sometimes four in a situation with playing the three. Like I said, he's not in a position where, he's getting banged all the time. You know what
right.
I'm saying? It's not he's not a big, you know what I'm saying? So you playing a three position, most of the time you checking guys that want to, get that 3-point shot off. And
Hmm.
I think he's gonna be real successful defending these guys, man, because he has the length and the athleticism to
Yeah,
do so. So I think he should be fine, man, as a rookie out
yeah.
there, especially guarding on that perimeter, and watching those defending those passing lanes and everything else. So I
Hmm.
think it'll be fine,
Hmm. And him guarding the best player every night is going to make the game easier for Cade,
man.
right? He will not have to expend so much energy in the defensive end guarding the best player. It's not what we want.
Man,
You look at the winning teams around the league, that's what they have, you know?
yeah, and then at the same time, Cade wants to guard the best player too. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I
So you
know.
got so many guys
I
who
don't
want to
want
guard
that
the
though. Like
right,
I love the mindset, but it's like, no, Kate, no, we have a
bro.
guy that's designated that can do that. But I love the mindset because that's gonna trickle down to everybody else. If everybody else, I want to guard the best player. That means
Yeah,
on switches, okay, guard the best player. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah. Hey,
so
listen,
yeah,
man, the Mamba mentality. I love that.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
guard your best player on the floor and shut him down.
Yeah, exactly. Sean J, no more tanking for sure. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We see all y'all comments. Keep them coming, man. This is really good stuff. We enjoy being able to have this conversation along with y'all as we kind of just talk about what happened. One more a start quote, bro. Talking about Cade, right? Another, sign off for Cade. Said he doesn't seem like he's 22. He seems like a 10-year vet, just the way he conducts himself. His leadership is crazy for someone so young. One question, King. How long has Asar Thompson been a Piston?
Huh. Let's say so. A couple of months now.
You say like 90 days tops.
Yeah. Yeah.
For him to be saying all these things already shows how true they are. Sometimes you can meet somebody and you can tell some things about them right away.
Right away.
Right away.
I say that all the time. Right away.
Right away. You do. You say that all the time. And that is something once and we already knew it, but for a rookie to come in who doesn't even know this man and to be saying this already, man, he seems like he's a 10-year vet. Bro, you just got here. How you know? You know what I mean? So, but it just shows how evident it is, and just the way that Kate carries himself is what is very very encouraging. So I really love to see that. We're gonna talk about that more too with other players like Jalen Duren, for example, as far as with Kate Cunningham. But I just wanted to throw that in there too for Sarr because that's incredible for somebody who hasn't even been here long enough to get benefits of the job. You know what I mean? To already come in here and say something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's go ahead and go to the next guy. Let's go to Isaiah Stewart, right? So I only got two quotes on Stewart, but I thought they were pretty powerful. Um, the first one, he says that he sees himself as more of a power forward than a center, especially after talking to Monty Williams. Now I know you love to hear this. I'm gonna let you talk about this.
First of all, uh, read that quote again.
Okay. Stewart says he sees himself more as a power forward than center. Oh, I see where you're going. Especially after talking to Monty Williams. Yeah. Yep.
So y'all in the comment section, y'all know well, right? From day one, man, Zay, it's not a center, man. It's not a
Nope.
center. In order to be undersized and play center, you have to have the athleticism of Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
He's athletic, but he's not a super athlete. You know what I'm saying? In this league, we're going up against some giants now. All that it's been over for a while now. All the small ball bullshit people was buying, that's been gone
Hmm.
for a while. We playing against some trees here in the East. Isaiah
Yeah.
Stewart at 4 puts him in so much of a better position because it allows him. Not just the ability. I mean, we're going to talk about the jump shot. You know what I'm saying, to step out, knock down threes,
Hmm.
but as far as the size and strength advantage for him, to where he flourishes in the post with his hook shots, man, and everything else, it's so much better for him. He's not trying to bang and shoot a hook over a 7 foot four,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just better from him. And I was screaming so much, like, bro, how is the coaching staff not realizing that? You know what I'm saying? You keep sticking him out here at 5, bro. Play him at the 4. You know what I'm saying? Play him at the 4
Hmm.
and let him be able to flourish, man, at a position he should have been playing in the first
Right.
place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad to hear that, man.
I am too, bro.
You
There
know,
was so
I
many times. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up.
just from Monty over these last weeks, bro, is he realizes things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's realizing things that we all been saying and that we've been wanting, you know what I'm saying, to change. He realizes these things.
Right. It's
And
almost like he's cleaning house up here. Like he's just not from a physical standpoint, like firing. No, or like Troy fire. He's cleaning house from a mindset standpoint.
right.
He's seeing things that were issues last year and immediately saying this has to go. This has to go. This has to change. We have to do it this way because of our personnel. I'm not going for this. You got to play defense, otherwise you're not playing. You know what I'm saying? I love he's not wasting any time changing the culture as far as what we need for this team. I'm going to cut you off. I just want to throw that in there. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was saying, man. Like I said, you want to put him in a position where he can dominate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not where he's going to struggle. Put him in a situation where he can dominate. You know what I'm saying? Put him
Right.
up against some of these fours in this league and let him manhandle. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what I want to see, man. Just from a defensive standpoint, we seen Stu get in trouble, foul trouble sometimes simply because he's out there going against trees, bro.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and so just
Especially when your front court mate is Bojan. You have no shot. How many
right,
times last season did we see when we were at the games, right? Because a lot of times when you see guys score a bucket, it pans to the guy that scored the bucket, but you don't see the defender's reaction, right? We saw Stewart so many times battling, going 2-on-1, basically underneath the basket, trying to grab offense or trying to grab the rebound, and he's trying, but it's just him down there. He's trying to block the shot. The helper's not helping him. Offensive rebound score. And he's just looking so exact. He's just
just
taking the
exhausted.
ball out, putting the ball back, like pushing. He's just like so. I think him having somebody who can do the same things that he does, but maybe even to a greater extent defensively, it's just gonna make his life so much easier.
Man.
I wanted to address the best question. Good question. He said, "Deuce, do you and King worry about Cade ball handling being kind of shaky?" I don't,
No.
because never have I ever in a basketball game seen Cade get plucked. I've never seen it. Right? I saw it once at Rico Hines by Bones Highland, but I could tell Cade wasn't going full tilt, and I saw him get irritated when it happened. He had a look in his face like, "Oh, okay, for real, really, this is what we're doing." Okay, and he started going to absolute work. I'm not worried about his handle. His handle is not. He's not going to be Iverson. He's not going to be Kyrie. He's not going to be Jason Williams. He's not going to be Isaiah Thomas. He doesn't. And he doesn't need to be. Right? As long as he has that ball on the string and he's not losing it, bouncing it off his foot, and he's able to run the offense effectively and not turn the ball over, that's all we need from Cade Cunningham. Chauncey wasn't the best ball handler, you
Cade's
know?
his game alone, like I said, the way he plays, I'm not worried about that at all. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because his playing style, he's not a guy that got to hit you with, a plethora of crossover moves just to get by you.
Right.
He
Yeah.
doesn't need to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, like I said, I'm not worried about that. That's minimal. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
nothing.
And he doesn't have just one move.
That's what
He's got multiple moves, and then he has counter moves to that move. So if a
he's
guy tries to cut him off of his initial drive, he has a counter move. He has a counter move for every one of his moves.
he's
That's
calculated.
why that's why he can get to a spot. And with him being so big, he doesn't need to be so crazy with his handle to get to his spot. He's a different kind of guard. He's a different kind of point guard because of his size. That alone is going to allow him to be able to do what he wants to do in a basketball court on offense.
That was one of the
No
most.
question.
Yeah, right. That was one of the most exciting things. If you guys can remember in the comments when I was doing the scouting videos on Cade before we drafted him, and that's one of the main points that I was talking about, man. Simply
Yeah.
because of how calculated of a player he is, how cerebral of a player he is. Like I said, he knows when to speed it up. He knows when to slow it down.
Yep.
He knows when I need to throw this dude in the post. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So, like I said, he's very, very hard to defend simply because he's able to do everything on the offensive end. So, like I said, I'm not going to put him in some small box talking about dribbling. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
oh, it's nothing.
Right. Exactly. Agreed. Agreed. Yep. Devin hit it. He's an IQ player. He's an
Yeah.
IQ guy. That's really it. Sean, he has the right players around him. Now we just need to grow. 100%. 100%. We gonna get to as many questions as we can, guys. We got a couple more things we want to hit on these quotes. Let's get to Stu, bro. Oh, we did Stu. My bad. Let's get to Duran. Duran. Okay, so this was interesting, right? Talked about him and Cade.
Mhm.
He said he flew down to Arlington to spend time with Cade for a couple days before they teamed up in Vegas for Team USA. He said we were able to get some runs in down there too. So that was the start of us learning each other's games. I need that footage, JD. I need to see those runs
Right.
that I want to see that. I want to see the street ball aspect of it a little bit. I kind of want to see how that went. Probably won't, and it's cool, but I wish I could have seen that. The main thing is that they were able to develop some chemistry on and off the court when they were down there, and I think that's huge. Um, asked Duran if he will have the freedom to shoot. Monty just stressed he wants us to be ourselves while being disciplined and doing the right things. There's no handcuffs on anybody. I just try to make the right play. If I have it, I'll take it. If not, then I won't. I like that. It's just about giving what the defense gives you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be shooting threes, hopefully. I doubt he'll be shooting threes. He's a smart player. He knows. We saw that three he took in Summer League. That's not going to be a consistent and regular thing, right? At least I don't think so.
Give me a 15-footer here and there.
15-footer. There you go. I want to see him offensively do what KG did offensively. I think that could be his peak.
Quick
That
point.
type of player. Go ahead.
Quick point to jump to the previous player. Hopefully,
Okay.
Monty saying that I mean, if that 2-pointer is there and it's available, Isaiah Stewart, I felt like did not miss a shot when he shot 15-footers.
Yeah,
Hopefully, Monty allows him to do that, bro.
I agree.
I don't care if you go out there and McDice somebody to death.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit out that ball. Every time he shot 15-footers, I felt like it was going in.
It was money.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, he's worked on this game to get out to the 3-point line. Fine. If it's open, take your shots. But,
Right.
bro, you got a 15-footer, shoot the damn ball.
That's right.
And that's the same for Duran, too, because that was one of the things scouting him coming out of college that he was able to do here and there in college. Was shoot a 15-footer here and there. So, bro, hey, do that.
Yeah, man. We saw so many flashes of Duran. It's like, can he do that consistently? There's so many things we saw where we're just like, whoa, did y'all see that?
Right.
And now he will just do that once a game, and he's just done. So I hope this year we'll be able to see more of his bag offensively when it's there, right? When Cade's getting him, if he's in position in the post, just getting it down to him, let him see what he can do. I want to see what he's able to do this season.
I know she taught him something.
Yeah,
I want to see it, bro.
You can see it. You can see it, bro, with his form on his jumper, his footwork in the post. A lot of times he does remind me of Rasheed. He's not as good offensively, but just the mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I see Rasheed, so I'm loving that. I'm loving that with Duran. Another thing too, Monty said Duran is a creative trash talker. And then Duran, when asked about it, he said, I don't even try to do it. in the game when we're rolling and you're not my team, it just happens. It could be bad or it could be even worse. I love this kid, bro. I love this kid. You saw in his summer league. Um, Jabari Smith was talking a lot of smack. And Deuce said, okay, my turn. He said,
Right.
look at the five fingers head to the face. Smack. And he was talking smack.
Right.
He dunked on Jabari Smith and he had some choice words for him that they had to censor. I'll just say that much. So I love that toughness, man. I love that tenacity that once again Rasheed Wallace brought. It can be intimidating when you punch guys in the mouth with your play and you getting into the ear at the same time. You set the tone.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel he can do is set that tone.
Basketball is just as much mental as it is physical.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Ooh, Marvin. I want to see Duren work with Elijah on the building. I mean, I would love that, but I love Sheed too. I want to if we hire Sheed and he never works with Elijah Wan, I'll be very, very happy. If he continues to work with Rasheed Wallace on his game, of course Elijah Wan is Elijah Wan, probably best footwork ever as far as a big man's concerned, right? But yeah, if Sheed is able to do that, if we hire Sheed or he's able to work with him during the season or whatever, that alone will take his game to another stratosphere offensively. Yeah. Rise above. Yeah, post fadeaways on it. Yes, that was what I was talking about. That fadeaway, that post fadeaway, footwork in there, and he has that KG trash. He got the KG trash talk and the KG mechanics. If you look at his form, it's similar. It's similar, man. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about Duren. Okay, a few other guys, and we'll get out of here.
Okay.
Let's get to Marcus Sasser. I only have one quote on him, but I wanted to get to him too. He talked about how Summer League has helped him to prepare. He said it was just a big confidence booster for me, especially that last game. Just coming into practice and the rest of the summer workouts, having that confidence and knowing I belong. I think that's important for him because he started off Summer League kind of slow.
Yeah.
Right. He was kind of trying to feel his way through Summer League, find his role, not try to do too much offensively, but also make his presence felt. In that last game, we really saw him. I think Ivy didn't play that game, and I think that's why he played more.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking for a shot. It's almost like somebody told him, bro, get off. We want to see what you can do offensively with the ball in your hands.
You're exactly right. And my thing is with Sasser, go be an assassin. You know what I'm saying? Go score. That's what you're good at. That's what you was drafted for. You drafted because you can score the basketball. When I seen him in the first two games trying to play as a decision maker out there, it just didn't go too well.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't go too well. Go out there, do what you do.
Yeah.
And attack, step backs, whatever you do what you do, man. Attack, because you're going to have to be able to use that speed and ability to attack simply because you're in the league now. Your size. You're a smaller guard. We got a lot of big-ass guards in this league.
Yeah.
And they big and they strong and they fast. So you got to outquick them. You know what I'm saying? John Moran ain't bodying nobody. He's outquicking you.
Exactly.
He's getting past you. That's what works for you. That's what you focus on.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
So plan, if they are going to, which I truly do believe they're going to do, play him off the ball.
Yeah.
Be ready. Be ready to shoot. Be ready to attack. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to focus on as a young player right now.
I agree. Great take, bro. Great take. Yeah, I feel like Sasser can really be a good player. It was a couple plays. I know it was Rico Hines, where I saw one where Ivy was guarding him, and Sasser knows how to get his shot off.
Yeah,
I think he understands, because when you're not the biggest guard, you have to learn how to get your shot off against bigger guys, and you learn that by getting your shot beat over and over again, to a point where you understand angles and timing and how to get a guy in his heels and what play to go to get a guy off balance to be able to get to your shot. That's something I had to learn at a very young age because I'm only 5'8", with shoes on. So watching a guy like him, I enjoy, because I see a lot of the same. I see what he's had to do mentally, watching film, trial and error. I see the work that he's put in, and I respect it. So I got a lot of respect for a guy like Sasser.
That's gonna be big time for him. He's gonna have to do a lot of film studying, man, because like I said, I said before, in this league, guys can guard step backs to an extent when they
Mm-hmm.
have enough length to get to you. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to have to pull
Yeah.
a couple of more tricks out of that bag to be able to get his shot off at certain situations, man, because
Yep.
it's not going to be as simple as, hey, and step forward, step back. It's not that simple in this league. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? These are the best players in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, man, he got to be aggressive. You got to be ready, ready to
Yep.
shoot, ready to do what you do out there. And, it'll
Right.
be fine, man. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Anthony's funny. Ivy cutting his hair look like Kobe year 2. I think
Man,
it
I
was
ain't
year
gonna lie.
three.
I
I
ain't,
think
I
it was
ain't
year
gonna
three because year 1 Kobe came in with the shortcut, and then
right.
year 2 he had the little fro. I think it was year 3 when he went back to the. But I could be wrong. But go ahead. You said you ain't gonna
I
lie.
ain't want him to cut it because I
Really?
think the locks gave him like a flair. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a wild child type of like aggressive look. Now he looked like a schoolboy.
I'm be honest, bro. I'm be honest. I'm glad he did
Yeah.
because I don't want people to look at him as a Ja Morant only because of his hair.
Yeah.
He kept getting out, oh, he's Ja Morant. He's Ja because of his hair. They had the same hairstyle. I want him to be his own guy. I want him to be Jaden Ivey, not Ja Morant 2.0.
Yeah. You
I,
one
I
of
was
those.
so sick of hearing that. Oh, he remind me of Ja Morant. Bro, it's because of the hair, bro. It's not, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that and it's funny because I wonder if there's something going on because I don't think there's a player in our team now that has braids.
Yeah, it's a bunch of light skin on my team right now. Now you
Oh,
love
here
that,
we
don't
go.
you? You wanted
Here we
Ivy to
go.
look light
I wasn't
skinned,
even
didn't
going there. I wasn't even going there, bro. See why you gotta do me like that, bro? Why you gotta go and do that? Do that? Huh? It wasn't
no, but
even
you're
that.
right
But
though.
like,
You're right.
you know what I'm saying? Like Duran cut his hair. I wonder if it's like a. Do you remember when the Indiana Pacers when they all shaved their heads
Yeah.
and they all did it? Everybody, even Rick Smith's looking crazy with his hair shaved. I wonder
Yeah.
if it's like a theme. Like this is who we are. This is how we carry our.
Stu is
I don't
my
know. I'm
only
just kind
hope.
of.
Stu is
Stu
my
still
only hope.
has his.
He
You're right.
survived.
He does still. Now, if Stu cut his hair, we know something going on.
Yeah.
you know, Devin said a spiritual. I'm with that. If that's what it is, I'm with that. I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that for sure. He like
Yeah.
from the '80s. That's funny. Nah, King, yeah. See, King be on his Samson shit.
For
King feel
sure.
like if he cut his hair, he gonna lose all his basketball knowledge. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Acknowledging
But
these blocks.
all right, let's get back. We got two more guys and we'll get out of here. One of these guys I know you really wanted to hit on, Killian.
Yeah.
Killian, right? So it's two quotes I have for Killian. He talked about Asar defensively, and goes back to what I was saying before. I hate to beat a dead horse, but of why I can see him starting day one. He said how explosive he is. He can be late and make a mistake, but he's going to recover and affect the offensive play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we know he's gonna make mistakes in his rookie season, right? And onward, right? But his measurables and his size are going to allow him to cover up his own mistakes.
Those three words is his athleticism, his length, his effort is
Yeah,
going to cover up a lot of those mistakes, man.
right.
And his ability to recover, man. You have to have that certain type of effort, man. So
Rise above. I don't think K gonna cut his head. K like me. K got a big head. I don't know how that would look. And it's funny because that's what Ashton said when in the overtime special on YouTube when they were
right.
talking about Kate as a little boy. First thing Ashton, they said, "What do you remember about Kate as a kid?" He said, "Big old head, big old head." So yeah, I think the throw works, but we can kind of make an exception for our franchise guy. I'm
Right.
with that. I'm with that.
Right.
Yeah. So the other quote for Killian was this. He said with regard to his offseason work, he said the focus has been shooting, conditioning, coming in here ready because we have a whole different scheme, whole different coaching staff. It's been a great summer, and I'm ready to get going. So you want to kind of elaborate on how you were talking about the Monty Williams effect when it came to Killian Hayes? Just kind of touch on that for me with how you think it might impact Killian's game this year.
It all goes back to what Troy and Monty was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Defense. And that we've all felt like if he was going to stick around, that would be his calling card is
Right.
defense, man, and playmaking ability. That's
Yep.
that's what that's what he's known for. Um, so him also doing a little transforming of his body this summer. I've noticed he's a little bit more bulky. Um,
Right.
listen, man, go out there and defend because Monty is loving it. He mentioned it today in the
Mm-hmm.
presser.
Mm-hmm.
Ability to make a play on the one end of the court and play defense on the other side of the court. He
Right.
values that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He values that. So I just want him to get his fair shake, during training camp, preseason, and give, Monty Williams, a idea of saying, hey, listen, this is what I can bring. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yeah, I may not be the greatest 3-point shooter, but I can bring you this. I'm gonna go out here every night and defend. I'll be your Mike James. I'll be your Lindsey Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'll find my spot. That's
Right.
what I'm looking for with him. So
Right.
whether he's on the roster or not during this time right now, it's good to hear that he's giving it everything he's got. He sounded totally different in his press conference, way more confident,
Right,
way
bro.
more focused, had an idea of what,
Little mustache,
mustache is killing me. The mustache is killing me. But that's what you want to see. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what you want to see, man. Go out there, focus on what you're good at, but at the same time, over the summer, work on what you need to improve at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's coming into being a veteran, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I want to get better over the summer. The focus is shooting. Condition. Got to be able to, go out here and defend and run the court and run the floor. Man, we got some speed added to this team now. All of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see from Kill, man. So it was good to hear that from him. And it was good to hear from, Monty Williams recognize that during training camp so far.
Agree, bro. I have faith in Killian. I do.
Yeah.
I look at a guy like Campaign, who played for Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
a lefty, undersized guard.
Yep.
Right? But Monty got a hold of him, and he was able to be effective.
Yep.
In his role.
In his role.
Monty brought out the best things of his game.
Right.
Right? I see Killian Hayes. I see a bigger, stronger, right? Better decision-making Cameron Payne.
Yeah.
That's what I see for him. So if he can just bring those elements and not have to worry about being the guy, not have to worry about making mistakes. He didn't seem phased during the presser. He didn't seem like he was bothered by anything. He seemed like he was just kind of just relaxed and stress-free. And that's what I like to see.
He knows his role to the T now. With Dwayne Casey, it's a crapshoot. We talking about a guy that told everybody it's a privilege to stand in the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we seen him take guys out of their role plenty of times. Even before Killian, it was, even though he's not even in the league anymore, we had Sekou, where you put him in the corner when, he was flourishing. He was more of that, maybe, not as good defensively as a Sar, but a Sar type of guy. Now you get out in the break, you know what I'm saying? So he took all that away immediately and stuck him in the corner. Like, what are you doing, Dwayne?
Right.
I don't want to get on Dwayne. That's another topic, bro.
Yeah, we'll that's a topic for another day. We on Monty Williams' time,
Right.
We on Monty Williams' time. But I definitely agree, man. I think Killian, and I think Razabov said it. This is Kill's chance.
Yeah.
This is it. This is his opportunity. He has everything he needs from a personnel standpoint offensively to a coaching stand. He has everything. He's got everything he needs now, and I'm confident he's going to silence some of the haters this season by just showing what he can do consistently. He may not be a star. That's fine. We have potential stars already on this team, right? He can come in and play his role, and be able to flourish under Monty's offense and do what he does defensively, because we know what he's going to do defensively. That's not the issue. Right. I think about him and Asar defensively would be fun to watch.
Right.
That'd be fun to watch defensively. So we'll see. But I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be all right.
Yep.
Last guy, bro. And we'll end it with this. Isaiah Livers. Now, Monty, I only have one quote on him. If you have more, you can chime in what you think. You guys can chime in too in the comments. If you guys, anything we missed, give it to us, whatever. Right? We all in this together. So look. So Monty said about Livers. He said he's a two-way guy. He's smart. He can play with the ball better than I thought. Watching him play pickup before we started training camp. He can make a pocket pass. He knows how to play in 0.5. He does a number of things, and he's smart. Talks on defense. Intangible. Dylon, 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 Dylon. If y'all know Dave Chappelle, y'all know that reference.
Right.
He just is an intangible player, bro. He is somebody. He's a connector, right?
Yeah.
He's one of
Right.
those guys who's gonna do all the little things.
Yep.
It's unfortunate he got hurt. I'm thankful that it wasn't a recurring injury or something like that or a nagging injury. He just came down on somebody's foot. This is gonna be the third year in a row where he's starting the season not playing.
Right.
That's a bummer. But I think if he's able to stay healthy, we said it last stream. The goal for him was to stay healthy all season. So if this is the only injury he has all year, I think that'll be a win for him.
Another thing with Livers, I'm not really worried about the injury and him not playing because, as you remember, when he came back last season, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
He was ready to go,
Yeah.
immediately. You know what I'm saying? Just what he
Right.
does, period. Livers, he knows what he is. He knows what he's good at. So him not being able to play, he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just need him available this season.
That's it.
It's something that's just been with him going all the way back to college, going all the way back to this great organization right here, going all the way back to then where they needed him, but he was out.
He was
You know what
out.
I'm saying? We need these guys to be available.
That's
We
it.
need everybody we can to be available, man. And Livers 3D, man, we need the energy. We need
Right.
everything.
And Rise Above hit it on the head. That's what I've said a few times here. That's why I thought he'd be able to carve a role out for himself this season because he's the only guy on our team who brings 3-point shooting and defense
Yeah.
at this point in their career. We know Bojan is a better shooter, but he is a terrible defender. Contrarily, our Asar is not a great shooter, but he's an excellent defender.
Mm-hmm.
Livers is good at both. He can help you on both ends of the floor, and that's why I thought he'd be able to carve a role out for himself because he's uniquely the only guy on the team that can do that on both sides of the floor. So yeah, Rise Above. That's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish he would have spent this summer with Arnie Kender because he would never
Yeah.
have another injury in his life.
Man, the best
Yeah,
availability is I mean,
the best
availability.
ability.
Just
Yeah,
ability. The best ability is available, man. Like I say, you just
that's
got to be
it.
available.
That's
Period.
it. That's it, man. So that's all we got, man. We got through pretty much everybody. I think
Yeah.
we got everything we wanted to get to. It's gonna be exciting, man. It's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to us bringing a lot more of this content.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a lot more that we're gonna have. So buckle up, man. It's gonna be a fun season. We appreciate y'all rocking with us this whole season too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just want to mention real quick, Joe Harris.
Yeah,
Um, Joe Harris mentioned his role coming in here. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. Good
mean,
point.
they
Yeah,
said these veterans know their role. They know what they're here for. I know a lot of them, they realize, hey, man, I'm on borrowed time right now. So while I'm here, I'm gonna give these young guys everything I can.
hmm
We know mid-season is gonna be interesting in that trade market. So
right. Trevor Silly. Go ahead, bro.
yeah. um, but these guys were brought in here specifically to show these young guys how to be professional, how to bring it every night. You know what I'm saying? To lead the way. And
Right.
that's what you want to see. You want to see these guys come in, do that, and be able to break off. Because some of these guys, man, you want to see them on contenders. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, hey, give these guys everything you can. You know what I'm saying? Let them learn, and then we'll let them take the wheel. You know
There
what I'm
you
saying?
go.
That's where we at right now with
Well
these
said.
veterans, these young guys on our team.
Yeah. Yeah. We can end it with that, bro. Yeah. Great point, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got, bro. This has been a great stream per usual. We was able to get everything we wanted to talk about. Hearing a lot of great things about this team, man. From the players on up. So
Yeah.
pretty soon it's gonna be a matter of we're gonna be able to watch these guys in action and watch them grow together and enjoy a fun season of basketball where we know we have something to look forward to going forward in the future because we headed in the right direction finally. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
You guys, y'all get ready, man, for Sunday
yeah,
preseason. We get to see them hit the floor.
yeah.
Is that a home or away?
What's the first preseason game? I believe
Yeah,
it's here.
it's here.
Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah,
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I gotta double. Don't quote me, but I gotta double check. But I believe it is. Yeah,
All right. So yeah, like get ready for
yeah,
preseason, man. Like I said, we'll keep doing what we do and keep up with training camp. Listening to coach and keeping our eye on everything, man. So y'all can definitely look forward to hearing from us much, much more.
My
Because
dog, rise above. Go ahead.
man,
Yep.
man, we got a lot of content for y'all this season. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. King Tone, you came with the very end, bro. We just finishing up. We're glad you could make it, bro. Glad you could make it. Glad everybody can make it, man. Thank you for y'all support, bro. It's always fun to get the chance to chop with y'all, man. So appreciate y'all. We're gonna sign off. King, any last words, bro?
Man, hey, Detroit basketball, baby. That's all I got.
Hey, man. You already know what I got to say about it. Represent everybody. Shout out to everybody. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace.